Participate in a conversation with once conservative, now liberal Midwest mastered prepared special education high school teacher and a self-proclaimed devil's advocate, East Coast conservative liberal, baccalaureate prepared registered nurse. These two strangers met, became instant friends, and realized their conversations are candid and epic. So join us weekly, ask us questions, and listen to these profoundly candid friends try to solve the world's problems, one discussion at a time.
Hey, welcome to another exciting episode of The New Theory with Monet and Jared, aka TNT with MJ. I am Jared.
I'm Monet.
And together we are teaching minds
and nurturing souls.
And before we get too much into this, I'm going to make the announcement that this is going to be our final episode for the year 2020.
Woo!
So, and I believe if I'm counting correctly, that's the 16th episode. So we're close to 20. We're growing. We're doing it. And
we're doing it.
So excited that this is going to be our last episode of 2020. Look forward to 2021. Oh, it just occurred to me that when we come back, you'll have the Georgia runoff done, and then the Congress certification and vote on the Electoral College certification. So all that will be taken care of. And so that's exciting.
Yes, we're excited.
All that being said,
look, before we even get into everything that we're about to get into,
okay.
I am still dying because right before so you guys are well aware we have conversations throughout the week. We have a nice pre-wrap, where we kind of get our ideas together and kind of so we can focus on our conversation. And then we literally go into the Zoom live so we can see each other and be like, catch up again and make sure we're on the right track. And right before we went on, because I just did my 32 hours or 36 hours, whatever, this weekend. And Jared's like, are you up for it? Because I know you're tired. You didn't get home till late. And I was like, no, let's just do it. So I'm like setting up and the light is dark in my room. And I said, okay, great. I said, before we get started, let me turn the light on. So I come back and I get in front of the camera and I go, oh, good, I'm lighter right now. He's like, oh, why'd you say that? No, I don't want to. I'm like, Jared, you are turning into that brother. Like,
let me add a caveat to that. Let me add to that because she's not going to tell you this. She also put on some makeup before we started talking about, hey, I need to get rid of these dark circles. I'm like, come on, man. But I knew what she meant by that. I got dark circles around my eyes too. If I'm sleep deprived, yeah. So
he's like, yo, get rid of that light, man. Don't lighten it. Leave it. I'm like, who the hell? What the hell are you? Yo, Jared, look at this white t-shirt. No, black t-shirt. But what the fuck is happening to him? Oh, I love it. He is something, he is turning into that brother, y'all. I'm just letting you know. He is turning into that brother, like, oh my God. No skin lightening stuff. Why do they have that?
Be proud of yourself, man. Be proud of yourself.
Yeah, right? All right, I'm sorry.
Don't make white the standard. Don't make white the standard.
Right. He's too much. He's not a sellout, y'all. He's just, he's getting into his roots. He knows his origins were in Africa, so he's homing in on it.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
So that was fun.
Let's just see another peek into these candy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right, so she brought it up. So in one of our other private conversations that we had, she challenged me or gave me a homework assignment, if you will. And because she had just got done watching these two movies and what she found to be profound movies, and asked that I watch them, and we talked about them on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So those two movies were called Harriet. It's a
Harriet Tubman.
Yeah, biopic on Harriet Tubman. And based on the research I did, very well done, I might add. Pretty accurate. And then the other one was Motherless Brooklyn, starring Ed Norton, Alec Baldwin. Oh gosh, who was the other guy? There was another person in there.
You said Alec Baldwin.
Oh, Bruce Willis. Yeah,
Alec
Baldwin, Ed Norton, and Bruce Willis. Now, Ed Norton wrote and wrote the screenplay for Motherless Brooklyn. And so I was sharing with Monet that I couldn't watch Motherless Brooklyn. I couldn't get into it.
There's two reasons, but go ahead.
So I knew very well what I was getting into because she's like, oh, they're both racially centered. Harriet Tubman, obviously, Underground Railroad, freeing of slaves, and then Motherless Brooklyn is about loosely based on the life of Robert Moses, who is think Fred Trump before Fred Trump.
Yeah, pretty much.
But on
basically.
steroids because he also had all these city and state positions.
Officials in his stuff. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's right.
But yeah, so first 5 minutes into it, I couldn't get into it because Ed Norton plays a guy he's a private investigator who has Tourette syndrome. And I'm seeing Norton portray this, and as a special education teacher, it bothers me that when I hear conversations about representation on screen and on film, on screen, big and little screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can understand that because if you need a character who has Down syndrome, who better else to play someone with Down syndrome than someone who has Down syndrome and who actually has, who does have some acting chops, and there are several out there, countless out there. So that's kind of where my mind was. And so I'm like, I'm just seeing misrepresentation on screen of someone with a disability, and I'm not digging it. And I couldn't. So I was sharing that I couldn't watch it. We get into a little bit of conversation. Then I share is like, you know what? I see another white dude playing somebody else that shouldn't be playing that part. So
I was like, Jared, I get lost in the movie. I get lost in the character. And Jared's like, see that white man taking that role. I'm like, oh my God. Hold on. There's like I don't know. It's so many. Oh, the best of Wayne's Brothers. When there's like a skit where, brother is too woke. Okay. Jared is filling that role to the T. He knows it though, but it's not on purpose. It just is what it is. Okay. That's how it's coming across there. We're bringing more of our real candid conversations to this, and this is what these conversations consist of, which I absolutely love.
Absolutely.
It's real, but it's not. But he's not. It's not that there's hate in it.
No, not at all.
It's like, I want education.
Yeah.
Coming from a teacher, coming from a master prepared teacher.
And speaking of education, so I go to IMDb. For those that don't know, International Movie Database. And so I'm doing that. I'm looking into this movie and all this, getting the behind the scenes type stuff. And one of the very first things that I learned is that actually during the process of making the movie, Edward Norton actually met and consulted with the Tourette's, the official Tourette's Organization of America. For the life of me, I'm not sure if that's the name of them, but so forgive me for getting it incorrect. But these guys are the authority, if you will. So not only did he meet and consult and ultimately, I guess, get linguistic training, they eventually endorsed the movie. And so with that knowledge, I'm like, okay, I can get past this now. I can watch that now. And then, getting a little bit more about the fact that they go into, you were sharing with me that in the movie, they get a little bit of that character's backstory and how, he progresses throughout his life. And so I'm like, okay, now it's even more interesting. So I'm like, okay, let's go back and rewatch this. So over my holiday break, I will re-rent that and watch it.
Well, I have to pick up a book that you had suggested. There's several books.
Oh, there's several.
Yeah, I think the one that you're currently reading is the one I currently want to read with you. So this is also something we will talk about, and it has something to do with race.
Racism,
not just because. Yeah, go ahead.
Racism, anti-racism, and you. The name of the book is called Stamped.
Stamped.
Co-written by Jason Reynolds and Dr. Ibram Kendi. And it's a remix on Dr. Kendi's book called Stamped from the Beginning.
Okay.
where he goes into the history of racism and where it started.
So I'm going to the bookstore today and picking it up.
20
Or
bucks,
I'm gonna
yo.
try, yeah. Or I'm gonna just do the online Kindle thing and
Yeah.
read it on my tablet.
Right on.
If the bookstore isn't open, I don't know what the hell's going on, but
Yeah.
that'll give me something to do to go out. But I shouldn't, so I'll probably just get it online and read it. Yeah, I wanna read this. I'm having these. I'm sorry, I have
That's
a
all good.
16-year-old that happens to be up, but and just I got to do my thing real quick. Let me just put
Okay.
y'all on mute. And
For listeners, she's put us on mute so that way she can yell at her kids. She got to do the mom thing. So.
thank you. Anyway, so yeah, that's something I definitely want to read. We want to bring that to the table. We have so many wonderful things to talk about
Absolutely.
today.
Absolutely.
And which one do we start with? Do we start with current administration?
Sure.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Let's get into
As
it.
usual. Let's ice this cake with Trump as usual.
So
Jared.
yeah.
No, go ahead. I'm
No,
sorry.
go have at it, because you're probably going to jump right into what I was going to say, but a little bit.
No, I'm so like, what the fuck? Really, like.
There you go.
And now instead of not trying to be PG or whatever, I'm done.
Yeah.
What are you trying to do, Trump? And what are you trying to incite?
So again, part of our so I posted on Facebook this morning that and this is Monday, the 21st. Yeah. Posted on Facebook this morning that for those that aren't paying attention, 45 and his cronies are touting the idea of implementing martial law to overturn the election, which ultimately would instill either an autocracy at worst or an oligarchy at best. So, and that's not even a joke. For the past 2 or 3 days, I've read that there have been heated conversations in the Oval Office between Trump, some of his cabinet members, and his aides, including Michael Flynn, by the way. He's part of these conversations too. The guy that he pardoned for, lying to the FBI. He's part of those conversations, touting the idea of instilling martial law or declaring martial law and ultimately taking over completely, to actually inspect the voting machines to overturn the election.
This is some wasteful fucking spending and time. Can we move the fuck on? All right, we were already dealing with the fact. Honestly, I look at half of our country. We're divided, and we need to come together. That's the biggest issue.
Mm-hmm.
Having this motherfucker stay in the administration is the worst idea. And anyone feeding into his delusions, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because this is clearly narcissistic delusions, okay?
Mm-hmm.
No, you're done. It's over. Move on.
Right.
Face the ass whooping that you deserve, okay?
Yeah.
Which means you have to go to court for all the fraudulent bullshit that you've done. And how do we tout ourselves as Americans with pride and respect in ourselves when you have this asshole who is, look, we didn't even touch on the fact that his shell company that his son-in-law established is stealing millions of dollars and putting it into their family's pockets. How can you sit here and pride yourself on that? We're not glorifying that shit. Get that primitive bullshit out of your fucking head. It's time to move on. Please move on. Not just move on with the administration, but can we get away from glorifying obvious gluttony, okay? And theft. These people, $50, $10 because they believed in you and you're taking it and putting it in your pocket. Americans, wake the fuck up. This man is stealing from you and he gives two shits about you. Yeah. What do you have now that you didn't have 4 years ago? Peace. We don't have no motherfucking peace, okay? He took that shit from you. The one fundamental thing you need to live on this fucking planet, he's taking it from you. He's inciting violence. He's inciting ignorance. And this is what the fuck you want. This is what you want. I don't want to live like this no more.
Yeah.
I get it. Y'all, look, the Russians love this shit. You want to feed into conspiracy theories and shit? Yeah, they want us to hate each other based on race. I'm not doing that. Okay? I'm going to hate you based on your fucking ignorance. But with that, I'm going to look at you like you're a caged animal and you don't know no fucking better. Okay? So I'm going to use your methodology of prayer and action and my methodology of prayer and action. Okay? To stay the fuck away from y'all. Because you're not going to incite primates don't live here no more. Primitive mentality don't live here no more. So I'm not feeding into that dumb shit. I'm sorry. I'm a lady. All right, go ahead.
No, a little bit of silver lining and all that. I think this was yesterday that I read it, that the FBI or the Justice Department is investigating Kushner and that shell company that you just mentioned.
Hell yeah. And put that shit on blast. No, we don't want to. Look, I respect, before it was a cute saying, respect the man that has his wealth, his worth on his own regard. We can sit here and hate Walmart, okay? But guess what? He did it. He took his time. He invested. He made connections. He said, I just want to bring everything to the masses. And we can love it or hate Walmart. They may have, some primitive mindsets within, but they still love the people. Walmart never was put on the front page about Black Lives Matter. They were like, we support it. And white people went up in arms, but you can't stop going to Walmart. It's like crack. I've never smoked crack, but I swear to God, I feel like it's like I put that coat on and I get my fucking bag and I'm like, yo, I'm walking into the crack den, but I need that toilet paper. It's the only place they have it at a good price. Look, I don't even I have to get my yarn at Walmart because it's cheaper at Walmart than Michael's. Come on, he got the hustle, man. I can't be mad at their hustle. But, they don't got no union, so they got a lot of shit awesome with them. But
gotta respect the hustle.
You gotta respect the hustle, man. I'm not mad at Walmart. I'm not. Even though they make me sick. And when I really feel bitter, I go to Target. That's why Target is up, right? Like, fuck Walmart. I'll spend $2 more because it's white and pretty and the color scheme, the red and the white is nice. That blue and dirty gray, I don't know. That's, you'd be like, ugh. But it's toilet paper, man. Right. Is that crack or heroin? I don't remember. But
yeah, well, no.
Yeah, right. We're so terrible. Either one, whatever. It's probably.
Yes. 6 to 1, half a dozen to another at that point. Yes.
None of us ever has done whatever. Anyway, we don't have to explain nothing to nobody.
You can speak for yourself, but you're right. We don't have to explain nothing.
Next, what are we talking about?
I lived a totally different life before this one. I'm just saying.
Yeah, right. Can we not do this on here? Please stop right now.
Yeah, we're gonna stop there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, right.
Beep. Yep. And swipe left. Yeah.
What we were talking about?
There's a swipe right. Oh, yeah. We were talking Walmart and then
Walmart, but no, it was Trump. Yeah, see, that's how that shit go. Okay, Trump fucks everything up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Look, all right. So I digress. When we talk, there's an underlining reason as to why I have people I consider good friends. Mm-hmm. Well, friends that have voted for him and need or want his administration. Okay, and we have to get to the crux of that. We have to get to the nucleus as to what you feel in this country, how you feel this country isn't being represented, and then how to I don't know, dissect and help expose. Oh well, I didn't understand. For instance, one of the things I heard was we're taking religion out of school. Okay, and that's been an ongoing issue. We need to talk about Jesus Christ, and it's like. Okay, here's the deal. we can talk about Jesus Christ. Let's get to a table and let's understand why you love your religion the way you do and how you want to spread the gospel like Jesus Christ did. Respect, okay? But on a global, but then here's recognition. I'm not Christian. Not because I don't like Christians, because I chose this other religion, okay?
Right.
With that being said, be as curious about my desires as I am about yours.
Sure.
That's mutual respect. That's growth. Okay.
Absolutely.
There's people, there's Jews, Muslims, Buddhists, and the list goes on. Okay. Agnostic, even atheists. You have a sense of some type of belief system. Even if you're atheist, you have a belief system. You believe in goodness. You believe do unto others as, and whether you want to say that's a biblical reference or not, it's still representative of this human nature this skin that we live in. Okay. We choose to put a label to it with regards to religion and understanding. Fine. But it's all about respect.
Yeah.
You want to be heard, but you don't want to listen.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, and guess what? Then that teaches you even more about self-love. Because then you don't need validation from others. You're content and comfortable and at peace with what you have and what you know. And you just pray for somebody else to have peace, contentment, and happiness, whether they're Christian, and the list goes on. Okay. And if you want to share a biblical verse, I'm listening. Tell me. I want to hear it. I want to hear how it patterns to your life and how you use it to further and get on with your journey. But when you're just trying to tell me, I believe this, you should too. Well, I believe eating shit makes you healthy, bitch. What? It gets the second round of nutrients out. What you gonna do about that? No, that's what happens when you work with crazy people. You know what I'm saying? You be like, oh wait, wait, hold on, I get it, right? So you eat the shit again, you getting the second set of nutrients you missed the first time. Okay, got it. I'm not eating shit, but that's okay. Sorry.
No, it's totally fine. I'm like,
because in my head, that second part was in my head, because that's what I have to tell my patients. Like, no, but inside I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, get it, and move on.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna carry the weight of being like, you're crazy. Like, we're all crazy.
Yeah.
Like, for real, to a certain degree. And what is crazy? But we're gonna move on from that.
Yeah, because then you're defining normal, and then it becomes subjective, and then we're arguing about now we get into arguing truth, and then let's not get into that.
We're not getting into that, period. And that's what we have to case in point, that's what we have to teach society. Because when you have that primitive mindset, you get stuck in categorizing and inboxing and what really the brass tacks is, let's get down to the basics. What is necessary?
Yeah.
Is it going to alter your life in any way? Is it going to make you feel as though harm or danger is going to come to you? If not, move on.
Yeah.
So, but that's, I'm not calling the people that voted for Trump crazy. I'm just saying.
No, I mean, but
what's wrong?
But you do bring up a point of, changing mindsets, because you keep referring to primitive thinking, primitive mindset. So then following that logic, it is for those who view humanity for what it is, who agree that, and I'm going to say what I'm about to say, but please understand that I bring to it, I'm encompassing everything there. And it's not a passive statement that someone who feels uncomfortable or overly sensitive or fragile would say. So, but for someone who views humanity and views and understands completely that all lives truly matter, right? And again, I say that from perspective of Black lives totally matter, period. But I can take that and I can transcend that mindset and say, here's why Black lives matter. Therefore, we all matter, because we've all come from the same background. We're all from the same ancestors. We're all from the same country. So, same continent. That being, it would be encompassed upon us, and I say us. I'm still growing, I'm still learning. So please don't, that's not me being arrogant or narcissistic.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that I've got family who do not understand where I'm coming from, who do not understand what it is I'm saying, and want to balk at it. They want to,
because it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly. So incumbent upon us to change the mindset of those who have that narrow-minded view of humanity, or that tunnel-visioned view of history. So, but then the question becomes, how do you do that effectively?
And one piece by piece.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
a good one, yeah.
I mean, I even want to go back and say, it's just because you voted for Trump doesn't mean that you're primitive or
Right.
you're lost. It's just saying, I need you to articulate why you felt as though his administration is the best, and then how can we all say, okay, I agree with that. Let's bring it all to the table and let's work it together.
Right.
Because if you get down to the nucleus, and the reason why you wanted Trump is because you still want a sense of white superiority and to continue the white platform of privilege, then you have to acknowledge that. You have to acknowledge that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to bring that to the table and say, I want that. I'd rather sit with somebody that says, yes, I want to keep feeling like when I run a red light, the cops aren't going to kill me because I'm white.
Right.
If that is the nucleus, if that's what it is, then please, I need you to say, and I want to live in this section with other white people like me. Good. Because I will make sure I will help all the minorities and all the woke white folks that just say, hey, look, I love good people. I don't want to live. We will move the hell away from you. And that kind of goes way back to the whole segregation conversation that erupted on Facebook with hundreds of people either friending me or unfriending me because they were just like, because it's like, I need you to understand, then that's where we then differ. Because I don't want to be, I don't care what color you are. You're a good person, you're a good person.
Yeah. And
it's sad because white people are feeling targeted when they have these slight views, when they have it's like, and I want them to say, how do you learn? You have to make mistakes. Mm-hmm. So I want them to feel like I'm just gonna fuck it. I'm gonna say how I feel. Say it. And be like, are you offended? No. And you're like, oh wait, you really, so you don't care that Aunt Jemima's on the butt? No, never did. I don't know who the fuck thought, taking her or Uncle Ben's was off, Yeah, let's have these fucking conversations.
Yeah.
So you don't have to tiptoe around conversations. That's what I'm really saying.
Oh yeah.
Say
absolutely.
How you really feel, so I can go take my lunchbox and put it over here, or bring my lunchbox and be like, you want some of this hummus? You know, like, I'm just saying, like, I'm a share. So I can't, Jared. I can't deal with the fact that people aren't willing to keep. I want this, but there's a lot of us that are going forth with this change. But yes, we have to keep instilling in people that's primitive mindset. Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go. But then that leads to the whole, what I saw on Facebook this morning. If you see people wearing a t-shirt that say the number 6 M space WE. So it's 6 MW. What the fuck is that? 6 million.
Wasn't enough.
What the fuck? Yo.
Yeah. In reference to the Holocaust.
Okay. And like I said earlier, I want you to wear that shit, please. I want you to wear it. You know why? Because my primitive mindset is to, like, what they say, go upside your head or whatever. Fuck all that. Because I'm evolved. I'm not tapping into that. What my favorite movie? He got what is it? And I'm a nurse. I really did it. I took a lot of anatomy. Abdullah Oblongata.
Oh yeah. So you're talking.
You got a large Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah, it's an Adam Sandler. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Adam Sandler.
I can't think of the name of the movie. Billy. No. I know. Waterboy. That's it.
Waterboy. No, I'm not gonna allow my primitive mindset to want to be physical towards you or even hurl any verbal threats. I'm just gonna look at you like you're an animal and be like, Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Because that's what you want. That primitive mindset. You want to use your childish ignorance to invoke some type of response, elicit a response from me, and I'm not feeding into it.
Not only that, but if I, with the primitive mindset, can get you to fit the narrative, and
Just
you and
say
me,
it.
and the angry black woman, if I can get you to elicit that response, then whatever you have to say after that becomes moot, because now you're the angry black woman.
Period. So, and I could be an angry black, but I'm not feeding your narrative. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not stooping myself to your childish ignorance level. What I will do with the whole, and I won't even go to your protest. I'm not counter protesting. Not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get it, because that's what's, as much as it intrigues me, and I look at it on YouTube or Facebook or TikTok and be like, yo, she fucking with these people. It's like, if they sitting in a powder keg or in a canister by themselves, the only people listening to them is them.
Yeah.
And eventually they'll get tired of hearing their own dumb shit and bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they'll move on. I'd rather have an non-publicized gathering of intellects, maybe at a motherfucking library. How about that? Because I know the motherfuckers won't go places like that. Books live there, bitch. Okay. Let's go somewhere where people where minds of an intellect gather, like a university campus, and sit. Because that's like fucking what is it? Kryptonite. Okay. Yeah, fuck you. And even if you don't have a college degree, let's go somewhere where people of insight that want to grow. I'm not going to, you want to go to City Hall, have fun, dummy. They're not even there. Okay. Yeah. Real shit. You just staring at, you fucking chanting at concrete. Enjoy.
Yeah.
I'm not, no, I want us to have a different form of protest, because they want to use that as a catalyst for them to continue to have their shenanigans. Right. We are evolved. So let's have our protests be more evolved.
Sure.
Let's move on. Okay. Yeah. We can economically because most of these people on Social Security, real shit, okay, that don't believe in a fucking socialist system, which tickles the fuck out of me.
That's hilarious.
And then the other, right. And then the others, and because I know I'm working for my motherfucking paycheck. Whatever the government does with the rest is, I just happen to live here and they'll fuck it up. But so I'm not paying I'm not saying my paycheck paying your paycheck bullshit. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, it takes all of us to live on this motherfucking rock. Okay?
Absolutely.
And if you don't recognize that, then you really are lost. And it's okay, because you'll succumb to your own stupidity. I love when I hear that they implode on themselves, because that is here. I'm gonna give you something. H2O. No matter how you say it, in a different language, H2O. That's fucking water. Period. You put them chemical components together, it's going to make something. You keep those ignorant morons together, they're gonna fuck each other up, because you're only feeding negativity, which will only create more negativity. Absolutely. And all of a sudden you'll just look at and attack each other. Yeah. They're just ill-fitted, uncomfortable, and hate themselves. I'm just gonna sit here and wait for the little stragglers to be like, I just want to be around warmth and light. And I'm gonna be like, here, boo, I'm gonna help shine the light, and I'm gonna put my arms around you. That's what I'm here for. I'm not gonna hate you because I look at you like you're sick. Yeah. And because I'm a professional, it is my obligation and duty to help you and take care of you. When you come to the side, I'm not coming into your den, okay? Because I don't want to get infected with your virus. Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna stay over here. Yeah. Yeah, bringing it home to nursing. Right. Snaps,
right. If you want to have, and I was about to say, is like, as a teacher, I'd be like, you're an adult. You got the world at your fingertips. Do the daggum research. Just look it up. What question do you have?
Yeah, just ask a question.
Hey, and Google, or hey, Siri, hey, Alexa. Just come on, man.
Hey, TNT. Right. We're here, goddammit. Ask us legitimate questions. One of the we're gonna really start bringing in more people to talk to. Absolutely. But one of the most interesting guests we had was your brother. Okay. because he's a Republican, and he was like, "Yo, I don't give a fuck what
Small
y'all
business
talking about.
owner.
I'm voting for Trump." Small business owner. I love it. I got some couple G's from Trump. Helped me out through Corona. I'm doing good.
Right.
And when he came on, I felt in my empathetic, like my empathic ways as a nurse, I felt he was like, "Yo, you really feel like that about America?" Like, yeah, bitch. What did y'all think? No offense, baby bro. I didn't mean to call him a bitch like that, but that's a term of endearment. Yeah, no. Have a conversation with people.
Yeah.
And try.
Yeah.
And look, what happens is it's not a sense of weakness when you become enlightened. Okay?
Yeah.
It's strength.
Yeah. Vulnerability is not weakness at all.
No,
In fact,
it's not.
when you're able to recognize that vulnerability, like what else is there? I mean, nobody has any power over you at that point.
No.
I mean, say what you want about me. Go ahead.
And it's like,
okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You don't like how I live my life. You don't like how I parent my kids. You don't like how I treat my wife. Or I treat my wife. I'm digging myself. I'm gonna shut up. I love my wife. She would tell you, and there's nothing there.
Cedar,
just like
my sister.
But my point being is, like,
she's a boss. Don't
if you don't,
fool you.
yeah. No, she runs this ship.
Yeah, right.
I pretend I run the ship. She runs the ship.
Yes,
I'd like to think that I run the ship, but yeah, really. Anyway, my point being is there's nothing you can say. Once I recognize my own vulnerabilities and my own deficiencies and my own weaknesses, there's nothing more that anybody can say against me, period. And so there's strength in that. Exactly. Yes. I have peace. There's strength in that. And it's not a weakness. It just, but then it also ties into the growth and the evolution that that comes along with that. Because once I recognize that, hey, I'm a product of a system that was put into place hundreds of years before I even was a twinkle in my daddy's eye, that it's their responsibility. I'm a product of it. I reap the benefits, but I also got to recognize why, where, how I'm doing it. And therein lies more vulnerability, because now I'm just taking it further. How is my ignorance and how are my actions and decisions affecting other people?
Yeah.
And so that's where the systemic racism comes into play, and recognizing that by default, I'm a racist. But does that make me inherently evil? No, again, and I go back to it. Does it make me evil? No, it just makes me a product of a system that was put into place. What I need to do now is take those racist ideas, those racist thoughts that I still have from time to time, and a lot of it is the getting over. I'm going to be honest with you. It's still getting over. The darker the skin, the higher the threat.
Oh.
So getting over that. So I'm still, but point is, I'm able to see where I messed up and where I fucked up along the way, even in my classroom. So just no. I'm not. No. It's not a self-pity. It's not me seeking absolution. It's just part of the growth process that any teacher worth their salt would have, and that is to reflect on where have I done this, where have I seen this, where can I not do this again? It's learning from the mistakes that I've made based on the mistakes that my forefathers have made.
Damn, Jared, you gotta repeat that shit. I'm telling you, white people are like, how do I can't help that I was born. It's like, yeah, but listen to what Jared just said. It's recognizing, okay? And then it's like, it's not necessarily repenting, but it's recognizing, reflecting, and fixing. Changing the error of your ways. Stopping the process. Like, oh, okay, I actually literally just judged that person based on an arbitrary thing, not just the color of his skin, or maybe this this attire
Mm-hmm.
or the vernacular,
Mm-hmm.
how people speak. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh no.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I have one of my, I call her my Pookie. She's like my baby niece. She has a, sorry, did I go away? I'm
You
here.
good? Yep.
Okay. She's very Philly, okay, when she talks. And she knows it. She's cognizant of it. But she has a master's degree in social work.
Mm.
Like, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Very intelligent. She knows, like, when I walk in the door, when I say something, like, you know, they don't even ask me what my degrees are or whatever. It's because of how I sound, but I can't help it because it's where I was raised.
Mm.
And that's the beauty of Philly, because you be like, yo, you're a PhD, you're a doctor, or you're a real medical, I mean, not a real but you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you're also a physician.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. And you sound like, you know, you from North Philly? Like, yeah, that's what your vernacular doesn't even, so it, like, the bias can be based on so many things.
Mm-hmm.
It's like some people don't like, I know Southern people that hide their beautiful Southern accent because they don't want to be judged for being ignorant. Do you understand? We have to get rid of these biases.
Yeah.
But the whole white hurdle, the whole white growth is not saying, well, I can't help it because I was just born this way. It's like, no, okay, that's not what I want you to say. And we, as minorities, people of color, have to give them time, please. Okay, and I can't say it enough. I would not have my degree if I would not have my degree if I kept saying I can't, or no, it's not, or giving up. I had to give myself time to realize this is just how I learn.
Yeah.
So, like I said, when I look at white people, they're only saying it because it feels like a defense, because they really don't know what else to say or do.
Right.
And it does. It has to start from within. Do I like the fact that there's a such thing as white privilege? Do I like being perceived as superior and better, like the gold standard of whatever humanism is, you know, being a human is?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of us that don't believe that white people are the gold standard, or black people. We only, you know what the gold standard is? Good people. Hello.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm sorry, I ran away with it again.
No,
I
no,
just
it's
love,
totally fine.
no.
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
I like our conversation earlier, not just about, you know, like, you know, the black t-shirt, white t-shirt thing. We were talking prior to this, our recording, about wait, hold on. What was it? You were saying, oh, when I was like, Jared, you're speaking to my soul about history. You
Oh
were
yeah.
reading information about generational wealth.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't just, you know, reading like verbatim, like you're reading something to somebody. You were internalizing it and recognizing, oh my God, when slaves were not allowed. You were talking about Jim Crow, essentially, and during
Yeah.
slavery times.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was
Elaborate
gonna
for our friends.
See if I can. I'm gonna have to. I can.
Yes.
Yeah, there it is. So these were. This was a result of. This came out as a result of the witch hunt in the 1690s in Salem, Massachusetts, as a result of something a a white privileged man said and did. So a new set of racist codes were met, or were put into place so in order to keep their human property from rising up again, slaveholders and politicians created a new unnatural system. And among that, two of the things were that
Wait, what year was this again?
This was in the 1690s.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yep, 1692. Or yeah, 1690s. So one of them was that all property owned by a slave is sold, which of course contributes to black poverty. And I'm actually reading that out of the book. And then, and this is the author writing. Oh, and white indentured servants who were freed are awarded 50 acres of property, of course, contributing to white prosperity. So that was woven into the political mainframe before 1700. You know, and even before that, there's actually literal white privilege written into the
statutes.
law. Yeah, written into the
Laws.
statutes as a result of Bacon's rebellion. A lot of history, guys. When was this? I was hoping to catch a date.
What book is this again? Can you
1680s.
show us?
Stamped by Jason Reynolds and Dr. Ibram X. Kendi. And Dr. Kendi, this is a remix of Dr. Kendi's work, Stamped from the Beginning.
I'm going to get it today.
So actual white privilege written into the statutes that only the white rebels, and this was after Bacon's rebellion happened, okay, which was basically a slave uprising that had white support. So only the white rebels were pardoned, right? Legislators prescribed 30 lashes for any slave who lifted a hand against any Christian defined as white. And all whites now wielded absolute power to abuse any African person. So not only would whites not be punished, they could absolutely do the punishing. Yeah. So you want to talk about systemic racism in our country and that it was founded on racism? Yeah, absolutely. Yes, it was. The American Revolution, again, fought for slavery. It had nothing to do, well, little to do with taxes, but what were they paying taxes on? It was their property. It was their slaves.
Their property. They were like, we don't want to.
So
we don't want to do that.
But at the time, England had already abolished slavery, which is so.
They're like, fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah. Well, they're putting pressure on New England. So yeah. Anyway, a lot of stuff.
Yo, Jared. Oh my God.
But again, that's why we study history. You got to learn from the mistakes. And if you don't learn from mistakes, then you're just perpetuating the ignorance.
Well, then everything is all about self-growth. Everything we do is to enhance this existence that we have. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
To maintain a level of, because I tell my patients, it's not always about happy. It's not always about sad. You need peace and contentment to help ride this wave, because you will have moments of sadness. You will have moments of happiness. But if you are riding contentment, you always have that baseline.
Yeah.
And we need that baseline.
Right.
We need that so that we can live this thing called life. Because I hate to say it, if you look at life, you're like, yo, we are just born to die.
Yeah.
It can really send you. But these little seconds, these moments that we share with wonderfulness and beauty, this is what makes it go on. And I think it's a roadmap to the next celestial plane. You know what I'm saying? To the next level, being honest. Because everything happens for a reason. You know, the rain helps feed the earth and the oxygen. Like how this shit works is right. It's a roadmap right in front of us.
Right. Absolutely.
You can't deny it. So guess what? Do the best you can. It feels amazing to be kind. That's why we have pets. It feels amazing to do good. That's why we share with things, and we do it. We do it out of the kindness of our heart. Integrity is built on not because we want people to watch us, but because we feel good when we do it. Do you know what I'm saying? That's right. That's where it comes from. So we have to we got to tap into this humanism thing. Thank God for the internet. Fuck people that say they hate it, because this is how we're sharing. We're getting to know. Look, I know I'm friends with people that if we didn't have the internet, you and I, we would just be talking on the phone occasionally. Men don't talk on the phone like that. But unless they got a crazy ass sister in Philadelphia.
Who will fucking force the issue? No.
You're right. Jared, let me tell you. Sorry.
I don't care. You don't want to talk. We're talking. Okay.
Yeah, I need to tell you, right? just. Hey, Cedar, I got you, girl. Give me a minute.
Let me get on that. Jared, what the fuck?
Right.
All right. And on that note, I think that's about our time, guys.
We're done. Yeah, we're good.
So I hope you enjoyed our conversation. We'd love for you to join our conversation as well. So if you like what you hear, drop a comment wherever it is, whatever platform you're listening to this on, be it Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, you can find us Spotify, Google Podcast, pretty much anywhere except for Apple, because, Apple sucks. Just kidding.
Yeah, stop. We got to put, you know what we got to do, Jared, on the screen. I can't help it. I got bought into it. Now I'm on that.
I'm teasing. I have nothing against Apple.
No. This is an adult conversation, so I'm gonna say what I said last night. I was like, I hate that I suck Apple's dick, honestly, because once you get one Apple product, it's like it links to another, and literally you can be brain dumb. When I had a Galaxy phone, I had to think. I had to think about how cropping and saving and moving, clipping and phasing and all this other stuff. Like I was like really intelligent.
You were engaged.
I was engaged. Fucking Apple, I'd be like, just press the button and do that and all it together. So it's like, yeah, right. And you get like one product, you're like, even Samsung knows. Samsung's clarity, the screen, the pictures are beautiful. Fucking Apple, they're like, they're cute, they are. I don't know, I have a 12. I'm stuck. Like I'm done. This is the last dick I'm sucking. Apple 8, that's it. Right? I know, right? I told you this adult conversation. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's why I put explicit, and it's definitely not meant for kids. So,
this is
but
it's like, yo, this is how we really talk to each other, y'all.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. But yeah, no. You can find us you can find the podcast anywhere. Pretty much anywhere but Apple.
Link. Put a web link and what is it? What is the algorithm again? Is it capital T, lowercase t? What is it?
It's TNT. You can email is tntwmj@gmail.com. On Facebook, it is The New Theory. On Spotify, it's TNT with Monet and then the ampersand for and, the funky looking, like treble clef looking thing. For but
You're
that
so smart.
and Jared, believe it or not, I actually picked that one up from Brian on Family Guy. Anyway, ampersand. Well, I learned what aglets are. Those little plastic pieces at the end of shoelaces. Aglets. That's from Phineas and Ferb. They wrote a song about it. Anyway, I digress. So. You pay attention. Yeah, you pay attention to the shows. You learn some stuff. Anyway, so we'd love for you to join the conversation. Leave a comment. Like our page on Facebook. Join the conversation there. With that being said, I'm gonna this is our final episode for the year and leading into Christmas or the holidays, because I know there's more than just Christmas.
Hanukkah's over.
Yeah,
but you're right.
There's more than just Christmas being celebrated.
It is.
So before the holidays, I'm going to give Monet the last word.
I'm just saying, everyone, have a beautiful, beautiful new year. I'm looking forward to seeing you all on the other side. I want everybody to be blessed, feel healthy, have conversations, and give love, because you will get it back. With that being said, Happy New Year!
Amen. Till next time.
Amen. Goodbye.